Cool. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, man.
Hello.
Hello, guys. How's it going? I should stop asking questions.
They can't answer you, Andrea.
I know. It's like you never answer. Welcome to Wingin, the West Wing Podcast. This is a very exciting day because Sallie's
so
here.
Exciting.
She's always here in our hearts, but
Yep.
I just mean we're both in the same place.
Yeah, you guys might not know. I don't know if we've talked about the fact
I don't know.
that
Am I not
we
supposed to say that?
are No, I mean I don't think it matters. I just don't know if they knew beforehand.
I don't need to reveal
So
things.
normally we are not in the same place when we're recording. I don't know if that will ruin anything or like pull back the curtain for you guys.
All of my hopes
But
and dreams are shattered.
Today, however,
Oh yeah,
we're both here
Nashville.
recording.
What up? Well, we just watched. What episode is this?
Somebody's going to emergency. Somebody's going to jail.
Is that 15?
Oh, that I don't know.
There's a number.
It might be 16.
We're getting
find
into
out.
it, guys.
We are. We only have like 6 or 7 episodes left
Of
this
season 2.
Yeah,
What in
Yeah.
the world?
it's crazy, and they're all
Really good.
really good episodes.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, should we tell the people about our schedule? Our upcoming schedule?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Hey, so we are going to have new episodes for you every single week because we like doing that. But it's only going to be 1 episode a week for the next, by the time you get this, 2 weeks? Yeah, the next 2 weeks. We'll have 1 episode a week. And then we'll go back to 2. I'm going on tour with a rock band.
Andrea has a great opportunity.
So I don't have time to podcast when I'm on the road, but we want to make sure you guys have at least 1 dose of West Wing a week.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. Be not afeared.
So this episode, it is episode 16.
Oh.
And it is so good.
I know, it's one of my favorites.
Season 2 is just the best season for me.
Should we
Sing?
Should we sing? But I kind of want to sing in a New York minute.
Oh gosh.
This is the episode. If you guys don't remember,
That's the only thing
I've just been walking around
the
going,
door.
ooh,
Yeah.
everything's changed. The big air drums.
Yeah. So let's talk about this because The West Wing is a musical. Like we've already talked about how there are musical moments in the show, but this episode is really kind of different with it.
It's super weird.
It's pretty weird. I mean, and I love it. It's so good. But this is the only episode like this where they use a song like this.
Yeah, I think
in this way.
Yeah, it opens, and the lighting's all weird. I mean, it's like in the middle of it's not the middle of the night. It seems like the middle of the night, but it's like 6:30 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
But the lighting is like pink and purple.
And very dramatic. Like the way they're panning through the rooms is like slow and dramatic.
No one's there.
The song is playing, and you really like sort of expect there to be some sort of explosion, or like not really, but like you expect something super dramatic to happen. Or maybe that's just me. In the whole episode, I was expecting something super dramatic. I mean, the name of the episode is Somebody's Going to Emergency, Somebody's Going to Jail. And no one
spoiler
goes
alert,
to either of those
neither
places.
of those things happen. But there is a Don Henley song that plays. So.
Yeah, so like I get that that's the song title, and the song was, it was still really good. Like the musical moment was great, or the moments, the whole episode was musical. But I sort of wanted somebody good to go to emergent. Like we've had episodes where that has happened. So like the whole episode, the very first time I watched it, really, and of course I shouldn't have taken it so literally, but the first time I watched it, I was genuinely waiting for something crazy to happen.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. I mean, it's still a great episode, though.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's so good.
It just opens like a music video.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
But we should sing the real theme.
The real theme?
Because we didn't do that last time, and I know that
Did
people
we
are
not?
feeling... No, we didn't do it at all.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I'm so sorry, guys.
We'll sing it twice. Just kidding.
All right.
Wow, that was probably the best one we've ever done.
That was definitely the best one we've ever done, for sure.
It's like choirs are better when they're in the same room
yeah,
together.
imagine that.
Man, how do you like them apples?
Yeah.
Guys. Okay, so This is also very exciting because it's Big Block
It's
of
a Big
Cheese
Block of Cheese
Day,
Day.
number 2.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
I mean,
all right, so which Big Block of Cheese Day do you like better? This one or the first one?
I like this one better.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Pluie the Wolf aside, which somebody just tweeted at us the other day, and I think I retweeted it, that they are building, like, roadways for wolves now, and they're like, Pluie!
Pretty ridiculous.
But no, I was waiting for this one, the first Big Block of Cheese Day. I was like, yes, it's the one with the cartographers, and I was wrong. So.
Didn't we, am I imagining that we met more people than Pluie the Wolf? In the original one, Sam was talking to someone. Weren't there more
the Mars thing.
Oh, yeah.
Space.
So it was weird that there was only the one thing we heard. I mean, we heard at the beginning when they were trading assignments or wanting to trade assignments.
I know. It's like they were trading their lunches at a 5th grade lunch table.
Which that whole scene was really funny. Margaret in that scene is great because Leo says, like, I'm sure that Margaret very thoughtfully chose what assignment goes with what staffer, and Margaret's behind him shaking her head.
No.
Yeah. So that's a great scene. And there's like Citizens for DC Statehood, and like, I don't remember what Donna has, but that's just a really funny scene of all of them together.
If we could do an audio clip of that entire scene,
really.
It's definitely worth watching. I do want to drop in the audio clip, though, of leading into Big Block of Cheese Day.
Yeah,
because
let's do that.
Leo is delightful.
Let's drop that.
I've never met with you. Well, that seems reasonable. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have your approval on that. But you're still going to do the speech. Got to. Yeah. Little thing called team morale, Josh. You got to make people feel good about themselves. All right. Shut the hell up, everybody. I fired more people than you before breakfast.
It's pretty funny when he's just like, the whole lead up is funny, but my favorite part is all right, everybody, shut the hell up, like just
the timing of
Leo.
it,
yeah,
the pivot from one to the other is so good.
It's pretty hilarious.
Oh man, yeah, the whole first scene is delightful, and everybody's there.
Yeah.
Other things that are enjoyable. Well, Toby being assigned to go and deal with the WTO.
Should we do a
TikTok? Do you guys remember what happened? We didn't feel like telling you.
Oh, sorry guys.
We were in our own New York minute.
Yeah. So the TikTok. It's Big Block of Cheese Day. They're talking to the cartographers for social justice. Toby is talking to other protesters who are just protesting.
World Trade Organization.
There's also a friend of Donna's who is coming to talk to Sam because Sam is in charge of the pardons right now, and she wants her grandfather, Daniel Galt, to be considered for a pardon.
Because her father's dying.
Yeah, because her father's dying, which leads into the fact that Sam is having a rough time because he's recently found out that his father actually has a whole other family.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of a bummer.
So he was sleeping in his office.
Yeah. And President Bartlett's trying to choose a spot for the Bartlett Presidential Library. And so there's a little thing that goes on with that. So those are the big things, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
TikTok.
Sam is pretty sad in this episode.
I thought you were just going to stop with pretty. And I was
yes.
Fair
Sam
enough.
was also pretty. There's a moment where in the beginning where Leo says something like, "You look terrible," and I was just literally like,
Nope.
You look really good,
It's
actually.
Okay. Depression looks nice on you.
Yeah. So in the opening scene, like with Leo and Sam, is where we first find out about Sam's family, and kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Not a good thing.
It wasn't like a one-time mistake.
No.
It was like a whole lifetime of lying.
Right.
So Sam's pretty morose. He's pretty on edge throughout everything.
He is, which is very interesting to watch because Sam is usually the one who's pretty upbeat and pretty just go with the flow, very laid back. Even when things are going weird, like even with like the Lori thing, or like when things are going wrong, like we'll see him get down or see him get angry, but then he's still pretty upbeat.
Yeah, or even if he disagrees with Toby, in recent episodes where they've had a falling out, it's only for like a scene or two.
Yeah.
And but this is like the whole time he's on a mission and can't shake it.
Yeah. So the girl, Donna's friend, comes to see Donna about getting her grandfather pardoned. The thing that is weird about this storyline to me, or not weird, but so like when Donna is talking to this friend, I think her name's Stephanie. What's her name? I don't remember. The friend. When she is first talking to Donna, she says, "I heard that Sam Seaborn is who I need to talk to." And so then later, Donna says, "That thing you just told me, tell Sam that."
Yeah.
And later in the episode, Sam says, and this is one of the most heartbreaking moments for me, but Sam says, did you tell her to say that? And Donna's like, yeah, I did. And Sam was like, I don't know why you would think I was like that. And it's such a bummer. It's so sad in that moment. But I was just thinking, but like she did say that. Like that's something she heard, and like, yeah, Donna picked up on it and said to repeat it. I don't know. It was just a weird storyline to me. Like I get that I totally get this. Sam's bummed that like Donna thought that was the way to get to him, like play to his ego or whatever. But like she genuinely thought that. Like she genuinely heard.
Is it that bad? I mean, like he's in a position of power, just like any of the other guys. It's not like he went to like the other guy did go to Toby's temple. You know, it's not like he did some like weird
but he's
channel
just
thing.
Bummed because like. She thought that like playing to his ego was what was going to do it, but like she wouldn't have even had to tell her to say that. Like the friend was being genuine about the fact that like, you know, Sam's in charge of the pardons. Like Sam is who I need to be in touch with. Like you are a very important person. Mm-hmm. So it was just a bummer that Sam had to be bummed about something that I didn't think was shouldn't have made him bummed. I don't know. I mean, it should have. I don't know.
He just seemed defeated from the get-go, so it wouldn't take that much for him to feel worse. Right.
Like, Donna could have been like, I mean, I guess she wanted to own up to it, but she could have been like, no, like, she said that. Like, she wanted to talk to you. Yeah. She knew who she,
and she never apologized for it.
No, she never apologized. She wasn't like, oh, it wasn't like that. Yeah. She was just like, yeah, I told her. I was like, dude, Sam's down a little. You could have, you know, helped out.
So Sam goes sniffing around the story to find out, like, why this guy was accused, or he wasn't?
He was accused.
He was accused.
And charged, but they couldn't charge him with whatever. They couldn't charge him with espionage. They charged him with perjury.
Mm. So then he goes talking to some people over at the FBI.
Agent Coulson.
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
I don't remember.
He's been in everything.
His name's like Clark Gregg.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, because that is almost my dad's name is Clark Gregory. So it's practically the same thing.
And he's been in a bunch of stuff.
He has been in a bunch of stuff. He is great.
He's another one.
He's been in tons of the Marvel things. He's Agent Coulson in a lot.
Yes, he was in 500 Days of Summer. I remember he's like the boss of the greeting card company.
He is.
And
he's pretty great. So he tells Sam not to do it. Oh, and a great moment when they're talking is when he says something about, he's talking about how the FBI doesn't get the acknowledgement, but they get the blame. And he says, when we found out that it wasn't the Secret Service who ordered the canopy down, and Sam's face, his eyes just get wide, and then he has that line about, please God, Mike, please tell me you did not just threaten Toby Ziegler. And that was a great moment. I loved that.
Yeah. Sam was about to unload on him.
Immediately protective.
Yeah.
That was great.
But I guess we should just follow the storyline out. So basically, Sam, the FBI is telling Sam, like, not to look into it, and then he doesn't let it go, and then he finally has a meeting with Nancy McNally.
Yes.
Who we love.
Who is the bomb.
Yeah, she's super great.
She's super great. And that scene, she's on a conference call, and she has to keep, like, identifying herself, even though she's the only female. I thought that was a great example of, like, I don't know, it was just her being like, I know that you know this is me. Like, whoever was on the phone was just, maybe wasn't intentionally being a jerk, but, like, you're the only female voice on the phone.
Well, she was like, do I have an, like, abnormally androgynous voice?
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, so she meets with Sam, and she actually shows him classified information that I guess she had, I would assume, an intern or somebody go through and mark stuff.
Surely she did not.
There's no way she gets time to do that.
Marking up that huge document.
And it turns out that the guy really was a spy. Sad.
Yeah, it is sad, because you are sort of hoping for his redemption, but then it wouldn't really, it sort of fits the storyline more that, like, things don't turn out that way, and like whatever. But I was sort of pulling for him to be cleared or vindicated or whatever.
Although I would say, well, first of all, I need to mention, I feel like Sam was being super cocky to Nancy McNally.
Oh,
like, she's being super kind. She's bringing him, like, evidence. She's trying to talk him down, and she's not being patronizing to him at all.
No, not at all.
Super sincere. And he's, like, cutting her off.
Yeah, he says, like, excuse me.
He's like, wait for it. Like, let's have logic have its way. And he's like, excuse me, please. And, like...
I think it is so... It just shows exactly the same... Because it's so unlike Sam. So it shows his state of mind and how, like, on edge and irritable and just whatever he is right now. Because that's just not Sam at all, to be that way to someone.
And then just how downcast he is. I can't think of the word. Like, when she brings out the book, like, he's just been arguing the point, like, no, he's innocent, no, he's innocent. And, like, the moment she puts the book on the table, he's, like, kind of scared. He's like, I'm not allowed to see that, you know?
And I think he's just, I mean, in the same way that I wanted the guy to be cleared, he did too because of everything going on with his dad. You know, like, he wanted this guy to be innocent. He wanted this guy to have not done anything wrong. And so then when he finds out that this guy too has failed him and was everything that they thought, it is just such a bummer for him.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I kind of felt like it wasn't a super close storyline, you know, in terms of how it relates to
like marrying
Sam's dad. But
I think it's just being
disappointed or misled or whatever.
That, like, because he had, so we didn't mention this, but he had done part of his thesis on this and sent it to the family. And he had said, although he didn't remember it, so it's not like it's something he's been holding on to, but so to have felt that way about it and to felt like, hey, this guy was innocent. And then I think it's just the letdown. It's just the disappointment of, you're a government worker, you should have done better, it's this infidelity again. It's the whole... I agree that it could have mirrored closely, but then that's not really Sorkin's style. You know, like it's more Sorkin's style to make you think about it more.
Yeah, like the pilot with Josh.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they were both shot at in completely different situations.
Linked,
that kind of works. But yeah, that was super sad. But I liked at the end again, just having Josh and not Josh. Sam and Donna, they're having more scenes together.
They are having more scenes, and these were good. I do wish that she would have been a little more comforting, but then at the end, she does say Sam's the man, and she gives him that hug, and they have that moment, and that's very sweet. Although again, let's not break him down on longitude and latitude.
I know. I mean, like, don't pull the one rug out from underneath. It would have been
funny if she could have just like rolled her eyes, or like been like, or like. Not rolled her eyes, but like we could have seen her face like, well, I shouldn't really tell him this.
Yeah, totally. I felt like they ended the episode like it was like Friends. So she and Sam are hugging, and then Josh comes in and Toby comes in, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go get him drunk and whatever, and like they're all just kind of chummy, and they're gonna end it, and the music's playing again. It was just kind of like, or maybe even an episode of Cheers.
Yeah, which I did start watching.
Good.
And it's fun. But, yeah, I agree with that. It was very sort of Friends-ish end. I love Josh in that scene, though, when he comes in and he's like, I almost got killed when I threw a banana at me. And he's telling Toby, like, you know, I've been almost killed twice now, and you've been there both times, so you need a new wingman.
Like, I'm your wingman?
Josh was pretty interesting in this whole episode. He was really just used as, like, comedic. He really wasn't in much, but when he comes in, it's just very casual and funny, and was just used for some throwaway comedy lines.
I kind of like when they do that with him.
I
like pretty much anything they do with him.
Yeah, I liked it too. I was just trying to like put my finger on why I liked it, but I don't know. It was enjoyable.
The other, this is my favorite Big Block of Cheese Day scene. So I love the cartographers for social equality.
Yes. I love watching CJ watch. Like, CJ's reaction is what is even better to see. And Josh, too. Mm-hmm. Because it's fun to listen to them talk, but then watching CJ, like, when they first pan to CJ and Josh, like, after they've been shown the new map or, like, told whatever's wrong, And Josh, like, I don't know, he, like, uncrosses his leg, and, like, it goes into CJ, and CJ's jaw is just dropped, and she, like, pushes Josh's leg back. It's just a great moment.
We'll post a link to it either on Instagram or Facebook or something, because it's so, it can't quite be captured
very visual,
on audio.
yeah. For sure.
But, yeah, the map thing. Now I'm wondering, like, what our maps are now. What maps are we using?
The wrong ones.
Still?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like in the school classroom. I don't know. I
have a globe
use
right here,
Google
and I'm
Maps.
feeling very dubious.
So, but a globe is different because it is more Yeah, it's not like a straight pull down map. I don't know.
Are there any teachers out there who have maps in their classrooms?
Yeah,
and
guys.
Can you weigh in on this?
Know.
Because I want to know if they've righted this wrong.
I would hope any of our West Wing fan diehard teachers will have rectified this situation in their classrooms.
Well, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
I mean, Africa's 14 times the size of Greenland.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to know about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I totally agree.
Big Block of Cheese Day. It's my favorite.
It is my favorite too.
Also, I liked, we should probably mention this earlier, when they're like trading assignments for Big Block of Cheese Day, when, I don't even know if we should just play the audio clip for it, but CJ was like,
yeah,
let's just play
Wait, are you talking about the Toby?
Yeah, the CJ and Toby.
We're going to play that clip,
let's just enjoy this.
He had rapid response.
And by God, you were home by supper on a school night.
These people are amateurs. What's my assignment?
Meeting with the amateurs.
Huh?
World Policy Studies is having a forum. There'll be about 100 of them.
Doing what?
Listening to you conduct a free exchange of ideas.
Really?
Josh thinks it's a good idea.
Oh, well, if Josh thinks it's a good idea, then you bet I'll do it.
Look,
What else is there?
I've got cartographers for social equality.
So now you have two choices, meeting with an unruly mob or meeting with lunatic map makers.
Or getting paid a lot more money working almost anywhere else I want.
seriously, Toby, there'll be security there, but still.
What about press?
Just wires.
No, I mean TV.
No cameras.
You negotiated that?
Yeah.
They agreed to it?
You want to make out with me right now, don't you?
Well, when don't I? Give me the thing.
I mean, come on.
That's pretty blatant.
I mean,
like, CJ Toby
something.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, enough
Yeah.
to you can at least joke about it. That's not
Right.
nothing.
And even those, but I do think this is an actor thing because the way you could have delivered those lines in a way that's like jokey. That could
Yeah.
have been something between Josh and CJ and like haha whatever. It's the way that CJ looks at, or Allison Janney looks at him when she says, "You want to make out with me right now, don't you?" And then it's oh man,
Yeah, and
they're
his
totally
energy
playing
coming
up.
back at it.
Yeah.
It's very much like meeting her where she was. I thought it was
Yes, they are totally playing that up.
funny.
Absolutely.
Also, like when they're talking about the big block of cheese, or Leo's talking about it, and then Josh is like, "Yeah," and they had a wheat thin the size of Lake Tahoe.
There's him again, just being there for like some comedy. It's great.
I like it.
Yeah. We talked briefly about President Bartlett is trying to find a location for his library, and he can't. First of all, let's talk about this little scene. He can't have his first choice because of some law that says you can't destroy farmhouses or something. And he has a line where he's like, "What, flannel-wearing Yahoo milkman of a governor signed that into law?" And that just made me wonder, like, do the governors really not remember what laws they sign?
Yeah.
I don't know how long he was governor, but I would really hope, I don't know, maybe there are way more laws being made every day than I am aware of.
I don't know.
But I would really think that he would sort of remember what's going on.
Yeah.
I
And
thought
I
that
wasn't
was
sure if he
interesting.
was like setting himself up as a joke, but
That's
like
what
the
I
way
thought
he,
too, but then the way,
the way he did it when he kind of realized it, you're like, oh.
Exactly. Because it could have been written as a joke,
Right.
but the way it was delivered afterwards, when he like looks up and is like, "Oh yeah, me," he's really just realizing it just then.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Bartlett, man.
Yeah, but so that leads us into a very, very brief talk about re-election at the end.
Yeah, very
Because
brief.
he's like, is this, he and Leo are talking, and he's like, "Is this all I get? It's 2 years, and we're already talking about my library." And Leo's like, "Well, it's 4 years with the option of 4 more."
Yeah.
And President Bartlett's literally just like, "Well, let's not talk about it yet."
Yeah.
So
So basically, they just get the first 100 days of their presidency.
Yeah. what I don't understand, but why couldn't the president have a job after being president?
Yeah, that's true, because he was saying, like, oh, this is the last time I'll have a job. This is the
Yeah.
last time I'll come to work and work with people, which is kind of a weird thought.
It is a weird thought, and it's true to, like, I can't think of any other presidents that I know, retired presidents who, like, have jobs, but I wonder why that is, because they're so driven, and they're so...
But there's nothing high. It's the pinnacle.
There's nothing, yeah, it's definitely the pinnacle. But I just can't imagine guys who are so career-oriented and so determined and driven and passionate about these things than just being like, okay, I'm done. Although I guess after being president, you probably would be. You'd be like, nope, I don't ever need to work again.
Could you be like Secretary of State? That seems
Yeah.
like that would be a good job for an ex-president
Right.
to have. Maybe.
See, that's what I don't understand. Is it just seems like it'd be hard for men like that to stop doing something.
Well, and I think a lot of them are still like unofficial, like
Consult-
ambassadors,
yeah, doing
or,
different
you know,
things. Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that.
I mean, they're not all just like
and giving
chilling.
lots of speeches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think most of them are sitting at home.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just delightful. This is one of my favorites.
It is one of my favorites too. This whole, I mean, I've been talking about how great season 2 is, but seriously, the last 5 or so episodes are all great, and then the next episode's one of my favorites, and then we have 17 people, which is one of the best ever, and
then we're almost at
yeah,
two
then we're almost to
cathedrals.
the finale. So
Oh man,
it is a great run of television.
yeah, it's a good time to be alive. So yeah, if you haven't watched it recently, I recommend going back to just enjoy all of it, because
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things.
We didn't talk about the police officer though with Toby, who I love.
Yes,
Toby is, or we didn't really talk about Toby and the protesters much.
Yes.
At all.
He thinks they're a bunch of amateurs. He's like, I've been protesting since I was like 8 years old or something. His
Yeah.
sisters took him.
Everybody gives him a hard time.
Anybody
for that.
got a problem with that? No, Toby.
So when he's going to meet with the protesters, he has a police officer there named Rhonda?
Yeah, that sounds
I don't
about right.
remember. But she is wonderful. She
Mhm.
just, every line she has is just like a zinger and just like puts Toby in his place. My favorite one is Toby's making a point that all of the protesters, they're protesting against, like, I don't even remember exactly, something against trade, but they're protesting for the third world, essentially. And Toby's like,
Yeah.
you know, they're trying to be the voice of the third world, and yet look at all these people. They're all white.
Mhm.
They're all privileged. And the police officer has some sort of line about, like, oh, a lot of third worlders in the cabinet room today
Yeah.
over there.
Hey
And
there,
Toby's
partner.
like, yeah, Toby says something like, I'm starting to not like you now, or you're starting to bug me now.
Yeah.
And that was really great.
I think even one of the first lines that they had together was like, he asked her, how many different ways do you know how to kill a man? She's like, how many ways do I need? He's like, I like you.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then he tells her to fire a warning shot. I mean, everything, like literally every line that they had between each other, I was just like, that's so great. It's so great.
And Toby didn't want to be there at all, because
No.
he just didn't respect the way that they were
Right.
protesting, and he thought he was more the real deal, which he probably is, because he's Toby and he's awesome.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
then
he did
she
not
finally kind of gets him to like get off his tuchus and kind of engage with the people
Yeah.
and not write them off completely.
Yeah, because he's like griping about, like, he's explaining everything that he needs to explain to them. Like, he's telling her, this is why it's this way, and this is why it's this way. He's answering all the questions to her, and she says, God, Toby, wouldn't it be great if there was someone with communication skills who could go in there and tell them that?
Yeah.
And he's just like, whatever. So
I did kind of nerd out about when he starts talking to her in that same moment about like the way that he crafts an argument. Like he said, oh, I'm a speechwriter. I know how to make a point. We can do floating opposites, and we can do the this thing's not the same as that thing. I don't even remember all the terms. But I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to take a speech class, like
Yeah.
an advanced speech class, because he's just.
it's
I thought it
very
was super
interesting.
attractive.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
saying.
gosh.
Toby, you know, he has a command of the English language.
Andrew's like, Toby, call me.
Come on. He said a notable quotable, I will say, is it's spring break for anarchist wannabes. Like, that's what he thought of the people. And the other one I liked was when Josh and CJ are looking at the map. He's like, if these guys find Brigadoon on here, you call me.
Yes,
it's not
that
real.
was just great. Another great moment. I know we left the Sam storyline, but Sam going on his rant about like why it was so important. He goes on the rant about like why she needs to know about her grandfather because of his high treason, and he's talking about how this other woman was killed because she was going to reveal his name and all of these things, and he's talking about fidelity and that whole rant. I couldn't repeat it or do any of it justice, but that's a great moment. It's very emotional for Sam too.
Yeah.
So that was Rob Lowe just did that beautifully. So
He does lots of things well.
he does lots of things well.
Oh,
really great.
I'm just going to air drum to a New York minute. I'm just
Okay.
going to have that just be the way that this ends.
All right, great. I do wish that somebody went to emergency and somebody went to... That's literally my last note.
Who
My
would
last
go?
note in all caps is no one went to emergency and no one went to jail.
Okay, so if we had to send somebody to emergency and if somebody had to go to jail.
Okay, well, not Josh to emergency
He's
because
been there
he's
enough.
been through enough.
Yeah.
Maybe a protester
Or Toby.
or Toby. If
Flipping
Toby
on
had
a banana
gotten
peel.
hit with the banana.
It could have been funny.
Yeah, and then somebody going to jail. Man, that could have been anybody. There's protesters. The maybe just the protesters.
Yeah.
Which that would have been fine too, because we can't have any of the staffers go to jail because
No,
that
they're
would be
busy.
too permanent of a.
Yeah.
They would just have to be gone. So
I don't think we have
I don't know.
anybody go to jail.
no, like ever.
Well, I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll find out.
No spoilers here.
No spoilers here. All right. Well, we will. Our MVP. I mean.
Oh, MVP is Sam for me.
Yeah.
There's not even
Sam.
There's not a question. Oh, because we didn't talk about this either. But how great! Just shows how great he is that he then, after his big rant and after being so emotional, he did not, in fact, tell the girl that her grandfather was a spy because he's the best
He is
ever,
the best.
and he's our MVP.
And so this is the kind of storyline that he was the kind of attention on his
Yeah.
character that I think he was
Expecting
throughout.
for sure. Yeah. And, well, I mean, it was a great episode.
It was.
You know, we've talked about the fact that it does sort of become the Josh Lyman show later. And I do think this is what he was imagining, that there would just be Josh for comedic relief, and the president would, the president was still great. Like, everyone else in their roles were still great.
Yeah.
Sam was just at the forefront, so I don't know.
I would not want to
interesting.
have been his agent when all of this was going
Yeah.
down. Especially because the thing's not written yet. So, like,
Yeah.
it depends on, like, how it was first presented
Right.
through his agent. Like, how much of a starring role
Yeah,
you're going to
definitely.
have.
I loved this episode, but I love how The West Wing is all the other times as well. I like it as much more an ensemble cast, so it worked out okay.
But
for
hey,
us.
he wins it today. MVP.
Yes, MVP
And
for sure.
We'll see who gets it in the next one, which is...
Oh, I already know.
Oh, see, man, I have
Sorry.
such a bad memory. But I remember I liked it, so we're going to dive in, and we'll
Yeah.
catch you next time. You guys can always email us at TheWestWingPodcast at gmail.com. And our new Facebook page, and we've got Instagram and Twitter. They're all at Wingin It Pod. And we love hearing from you. It's
I
delightful.
love hearing from you guys.
So if you want to make a video of yourselves air drumming to Don Henley's New York Minute, feel free. Just get into it.
All right, bye.
See you later.